How a mining induction works, mixed classes, conversations about mining. Hi, Jess, how are you?
Yeah, great, Andrew. How you going?
Yeah, really good, thank you. Just before we get started, you're going to ask me a question. I just want to give a shout out to James, who got a job a couple of weeks ago. He came over from New Zealand. He prepared himself before he came over so he could hit the ground running. He sent me a message middle of last week saying he did his first day underground and was loving every minute of it. So I just want to give James a shout out. And, you know, it took him, and for those that are interested, he studied while he was overseas, hit Perth, hit the ground running, was able to start sending resumes out before he got here and virtually do interviews and all that sort of stuff straight away as soon as he got here. And yeah, 3 weeks later, he's on the job underground. So it physically doesn't get much quicker, can't get much quicker than that because of the medicals and all that sort of stuff. So it's a really good result.
That's really awesome. And we get that question a lot of the time is should I start studying or looking for work before I, arrive in Australia? Definitely you should.
Yep. Yeah. If you wait till you get here to do it all, then you're going to burn a month. And it's a month that you could have, been already working or found a job or gone from there. So yeah, if you're going to coming over from overseas, make sure you do all your study and get your resumes and all that sort of stuff as prepared as much as possible before you get here.
Awesome.
Cool.
So I do have a question for you today, and that is, how does a mining induction work?
Okay, so the whole point of a mining induction, and might sound like I'm having a go at the companies here and all that sort of stuff. I'm not. This is just the way it works, is to cover their ass, basically. So the whole reason that they put you through all the inductions and procedures on site is that if you then go and hurt yourself, they have to be able to prove in a court of law that they've done everything they can to train you and keep you safe. Now, so they normally run inductions once a week. Normally it's Wednesday and Thursday, which seems to work out easier for the people doing them. Normally you do a surface induction and then you do an underground induction. If you're only working on the surface, you'll only have to do the surface one. You won't have to do the underground one. If you're working underground, you'll have to do the surface one as well as the underground one. And it just takes you around and shows you all the muster points and what everybody does and all the basic information that they want you to know. And then they'll start putting you through the procedures for some of the jobs that you've got to do and some of the general procedures, like with the scapeways and all that sort of stuff. They'll put you through all that. But what ends up happening is that they don't run these classes on an individual basis. So it's a group and it's something like it happens every week. And you might have a jumbo operator that's starting, or you might have a bogger operator that's starting, and you might have 2 new guys, and you might have a service crew person that's starting. Depending on who's in the group will depend on how fast all the stuff moves through. And normally if you're there and it's just you guys that are just starting and there's nobody else, then they might take a little bit more time and go through things a little bit more. If you've got a jumbo operator or a bogger operator in the group that they need underground in 2 days' time or in a day's time, they are pushing that thing through no matter what happens. So you just, it's just about needs of what's going on around you. So you just need to understand that the inductions, you're going to learn a lot of information. You'll get to take home back to your room a whole heap of stuff. So make sure you take that with you, study it in your room. Again, the best way to circumvent all this and to make sure that you learn it all is to do something like our 3-step plan that teaches you all of it before you go. But just understand that if you do end up trying to take up a lot of time in that induction with asking a lot of questions and all that sort of stuff, that might not be met as positively as you think it would be, especially if they've got other people that are in the induction group that need to be moved through. So I just want to stress that. But yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. Yeah.
Yep. So remember that it's inductions and procedures are all about covering the company's ass. Paperwork's there for you and them. Make sure you do your paperwork because it covers you as much as it covers them.
And yeah, I guess also within those inductions, you'll get taught all the basic stuff that you're probably thinking about, like where's the gym and where's the mess and all of that type of stuff.
What time the bus arrives.
Time the bus arrives, what time it leaves, what time's your shift on, who's in your shift. Sometimes within that induction you may be in with someone else on your crew, like you'll probably meet some people you may be working with. So you'll get all of that information as well. So yeah, like Andrew said, just take all the resources they give you. Sometimes they'll send you a link as well to go through, so you can kind of go back through it again. Definitely go back through it if you're feeling like you're unsure. Just, yeah, education.
It is. And the more you know before you go, the easier it all is. Get a lot of people think, they do get a lot of information off the videos and all that sort of stuff. But if you're just relying on our videos to get your mining knowledge to get the job, then you're well short of the mark. And anybody that does the training, and as soon as they look at it, they go, "Oh, there's a lot more involved to it than I thought it was," and it's very specific. And yeah, it's not as easy to pick up as people think. And we're going to talk about that in a video coming up. But yeah, one of the biggest problems that the employers have is the longer you need a babysitter, the more the pressure's ramped up on everybody involved, including the supervisors and the babysitter and yourself. So just be aware of that.
Yeah, I had a guy a few weeks ago. He was desperate to become a driller. He's like, "I want to be a driller. That's where the money's at." I was like, "You should do the course." No. I've watched some videos. I've done that. And he lasted 3 days on site. He rocked up and he's like, "It's just a hole in the side of the wall, Jess." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I can't go down there. I can't be down there for 12 hours a day." I was like,
the stories that come through with people, they just got no idea what they're getting themselves into. And it saves you, it doesn't cost a lot to do the training. And if you decide that it's not for you, then you've probably saved yourself a lot of money in the long run, because he will have had to quit his job and now he'll have to be getting another job from somewhere. And the whole time he's burning money and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, if you can work out that it's not for you, you've probably saved yourself a lot of money to start with.
I agree.
Yeah, cool. Well, if you've got any more questions that you'd like to ask, please send them through. And if you could share this video around and like and subscribe the channel. Thanks.
Thanks.